You're listening to Wicked Thoughts, a podcast by Flair Castro, founder of Dasho Content. This show is dedicated to helping founders and professionals understand business trends, digital marketing, and how to be a better entrepreneur. Let's get into it in 3, 2, 1.
Hi, welcome to the next episode of Wicked Thoughts, and I have here with me our Beshi, Doc Ligot, the AI Messiah of the Philippines. O, diba? Hi, Doc. Welcome to our podcast. I think you've been here before, right?
Yeah, of course, no. Welcome. Thank you for having me. I don't know about the Messiah, baka ano na tayo. We're at the ano
Hindi
na,
na ba?
the passion.
Nag-graduate na?
We're at the passion already. Malapit na tayo sa crucifixion. Tama-tama ho.
Grabe naman, crucifixion. And why is that? From being the champion of AI in the Philippines, you've been always the messiah, di ba? Parang making it more accessible to the massa, I would say. You've basically
Yeah. Yeah, well,
evangelized
I think that
AI. Oh.
yeah, that hasn't changed. I'm still there. Obviously, the market has changed a lot since we spoke. I think the first time.
Mm-mm.
And I feel the pressure ngayon has heightened
Mhm.
for kasi may adoption na eh. I think kaya nga I stopped, alam mo naman in mga talks, diba, you ask people, how many here
Yes.
use ChatGPT or don't use ChatGPT? I think that's a cliche
Yes.
because everybody uses some form of AI. And so when I say the pressure, it's more of using it properly
Okay.
and using it productively. Lalo na in enterprises. And I'm sure this is something you encounter also. I feel that companies are using it, but I don't know if they're really using it for its proper, the right way, and are they really getting returns? Parang I'm not convinced. Yun yung pressure ngayon.
And that's probably one thing I want to chat with you about, because you've been in different circles. You've seen siguro nuns adopting Gen AI. You've seen schools, educators, different kinds of enterprises also who has, and MSMEs as well, for sure. What has been the current trend aside from everyone basically knowing what ChatGPT is at this point? From our last conversation, what has changed ever since our first DashCon where we collaborated? Siguro that's the base point. What has
Yeah.
changed?
Well, okay, sige. Let's look at first the technology. It's ngayon since 2025 the buzzword is agentic AI, no?
Yeah.
So that's the buzz. Hindi na nga Gen AI. I don't hear the term Gen AI as much. Very few na lang. It's still Gen AI for me though. Generative pa rin siya. And from a technology standpoint, although content was the first, no, of the dominoes to fall. Nowadays, it's not about content lang. It's about process. So people use, and then if you think about process naman has a content component eh. Diba? Kunyari, you send an email, you send a text for something to happen in your organization. So yun yung banat. And then another thing that has really rapidly picked up is the use of AI in software development, no? Vibe coding, agentic engineering. May ganun ang term, agentic engineering, vibe coding. So technology has certainly jumped just in the last 24 months.
Yeah.
Now in the certainly, Pero yung sa user, doon ako medyo, I would say, underwhelmed in the sense na individually you hear stories of people doing really great things about, with AI. Developers are saying, I now run an army of agents building this, building that. Okay na yan. Diba? And I don't know how you feel about it, pero parang dati, prompting was the term, no? Prompt engineering na.
Yep.
And then suddenly all these other things popped up. Na to me, maybe because I'm kind of old school. And when I say old school, probably 3 years into this game. Since I was beta testing ChatGPT before the public. I still think it should be called prompting. Pero people came up with so many terms. Kunyari, noong nagkaroon ng RAG. No? RAG is essentially...
Yes, I remember.
Oh, it's still in place. Pero to me, it's still prompting. You just figured out a system to grab a chunk of text from somewhere else and then add it to the prompt. di prompting pa rin yun.
Mm.
And then, and then LangChain, nagkaroon ng LangChain, nalala mo yun, LangGraph, which is ways of getting more information to add to the prompt. May mga knowledge graph, okay. Then nagkaroon ng, this is 2024, 2025, nagkaroon ng workflows, mga N8N, di ba?
Yes. Yes.
Which to me is just an automated way of
Automation pa rin.
prompting.
Oo.
And then now, agentic coding. And then they're saying, okay, this is where it really, I don't know, borderline annoys me. Kasi
Why?
in the first few years, yung mga hardcore devs, I'm gonna generalize hindi nila pinansin ang AI that much. Kasi they said, ano yan, that's for non-techies. We still do our own programming. And this radically changed very fast, no? In between the third and the fourth quarter of 2025. Biglang nag-jump ang mga developers into AI kasi nga nagkaroon ng Claude Code and then more recently yung OpenClaw, no?
Yes.
So biglang hiniwalay nila yung context engineering sa prompt engineering kasi sabi nila, prompting is just the instruction but the context, that's the context engineering. Hello. You look at
prompting.
It's still prompting, and if you look at any training from 2023, prompt engineering already had a context, di ba?
Yes.
So, okay, in a nutshell, I find it's interesting how basically the tech sector wants to overcomplicate AI. Like they overcomplicate everything else. And ako naman kasi, since I'm a self-taught developer, I'm not naman ComSci and all that. My aim was always to simplify. So kaya ganun ang approach ko to learning AI, training AI, simplify. Pero yung mga techies, they want to overcomplicate. And then now, you have a Claude Code and a OpenClaw. Ano ba yun? That's mostly prompting anyway. Agents prompting themselves.
Yes.
You chatting with an agent and then the agent turns it into a prompting pa rin.
Yes.
And ayan na nga. So I'm happy you agree. Pero doon ako natatawa. So where does that bring us? Okay, so it's underwhelming for me because if you scan LinkedIn, madidivide yan between three things. You have the dev types who claim, wow, my life is already run by agents.
Yes.
I have a calendar and a daily brief and whatever. Okay.
I've seen those.
And then the next big chunk would be, oh no, how many of our jobs will be taken by AI kahit wala naman? May mga layoffs, which we can talk about later. But the layoffs are just being blamed on AI. Abroad, I'm talking the US.
Yes, yeah.
Big but
numbers too.
But I don't think that's really AI. That's actually stupid hiring being done. You overhired in the pandemic.
Bad
now
decisions.
You're shedding. Yeah, now you're shedding your excess headcount. Suddenly AI is the culprit. And then the third, which is I think the most important. I think lumalabas na the bottleneck for jobs and the bottleneck for AI adoption in an enterprise is the leaders. That's the problem.
Now we uncovered that, huh?
Okay. Yun na yun. Dati, I had the feeling already. Kasi I train leaders then. And I have not changed the approach I used to train leaders. Pero ngayon, it's certainly obvious. And lumabas na yan in many places, no? And we are inundated with pilots. That's POC everything. Tawag pa nga dyan ng MIT, the pilot purgatory. Diba? You keep pilot. Pero nothing gets into production. Bakit? The leaders. The leaders are either clueless or scared or they don't know how to integrate things. And dyan, no amount of context engineering, no amount of agent clause and whatever will change that. The leaders are the problem. So what will happen now in the near future? I think we will have a very weird situation where maraming tao on the ground are using AI, but it's not making an impact at all on your company because your leaders are not AI illiterate. They're literate, but they can't go beyond yung shallow knowledge of, shallow application. You need to do, deep transformation na, and that's always been a problem, before AI. Yun ang pakiramdam ko at the moment.
That's for the leaders. So when you say deep transformation, because I've talked to, okay, gonna go in the context of marketing because
Yeah.
I've definitely talked to CMOs, agency leaders, all
Yeah.
these founders who actually have to do marketing for the things that they build. And then sasabihin nila na, oh, my team has, we've used ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, all of these tools, but I haven't seen them apply all these tools to automate the things that we're doing internally. It's everything's still manual, everything's still the same way as it is. And then they go frustrated about it. Is this the same that you've seen when you say the leaders are the bottleneck? Yes, they want to upskill, quote unquote, their people, but they get frustrated about the progress of their own staff. Are they,
Right.
is that the same sentiment across all organizations? Like upskilling
I
is not
think
enough?
that's I think that's a symptom,
Mm,
but the real problem is, well, many things. Pero the data is already out there. Sige, i-break down natin. You see so many of these reports. I think the latest is the Anthropic report,
yes.
alam mo yung radar chart na yun, and
Uh,
it shows that the full extent of what AI can do is so big, but
mm,
the real use of AI is so small, parang
applications.
relative to that.
Mm,
And lumabas na rin yan a couple of years ago. There was a Microsoft report na here's what AI can do on a task level, and these are the jobs that are potentially exposed.
right.
And then lumabas na rin yung IMF last year yon. Ganun din. Here are the jobs that are exposed to AI, and some of them are complementary, some of them are not complementary. So the symptoms are there. In other words, tasks talaga ang target ng AI. So in fact, I wrote a paper about this. You can look at it as 3 layers, parang hamburger yan. The bottom of the patty is tasks. Tapos na yon. The next layer is jobs.
Mm,
Pero jobs are not tasks. Jobs are collections of tasks and the way you configure. So nagkakagulo ngayon ng mga tao. They automatically assume just because AI can send an
yes.
email, any job that sends emails is at risk. No. Mangyayari dyan, people who send emails will use AI to send emails. So that's why there's a lot of confusion. But the top of the patty is institutional, meaning what's the strategy, what's the policy, what's the governance. I mean, these are repeating motifs. We've had it with big data, we've had it with blockchain, we've had it with data science.
See.
Diyan palagi sumasabit. So, okay, so yung sinabi mo about the leaders are frustrated. The leaders are frustrated because they never had an idea of how to link outcome with the input in the first place. So, sige, everyone uses ChatGPT, but for what and how? Diba? And babalik tayo. Marketing is probably one of the most mature places for this to happen. Diba? We have a concept of product and market fit for any
Yeah.
startup. Marketing is exactly a problem of product market fit. If your product is the best, or you've got a Star Trek solution, and I can relate to
Exactly.
this personally. If the market is not asking for it,
Mm,
then you won't get traction. Now, does that mean you always have to settle to the level of the market? Hindi naman din. You can try to elevate the market. You can educate the market. You can create demand. Pero that needs to happen also inside the company as much as outside the company. And ask any leader, have you married the use of the AI to your intent? Then that's the core of the issue. And then do leaders know how to do that in the first place? I'd probably say 50-50. It's a classical problem na just because you implemented a tool doesn't mean the tool will be used. Number one, I met a company just probably in the last 6 months lang. They've had Microsoft Copilot installed for at least 2 years. The usage is 3% of their
oh, that's
of
damn
their
low.
workforce, no?
Oh,
And they're
yeah.
paying those licenses. Syempre, Microsoft loves
The
them.
waste.
Oo. And sabi ko, why did you implement the tool? Why didn't you do some upskilling muna, or, awareness building? I was talking to IT. Sabi nila, we thought, the tool would just sell itself or something along those lines. Okay. And then, yeah, I want to hit your point about upskilling then. When you say upskill, what does it really mean? Even when I listen to, kunyari, yung mga industry leaders, like the BPOs, for example, you hear that, well,
Oh.
upskill, well, upskill, well, upskill. But no one actually tells you what to upskill on and what to upskill to. Like, okay, upskill into what? Diba? Are
They're
you
throwing the
saying
word around, no? Just
Oo nga,
because AI is here, upskill. Okay.
are you saying everyone will become a data scientist or a software engineer and that's why STEM?
Mm.
Wala, no? Kaya I really applaud companies who have a clearer view. And when I say clear, at least there's inertia, there's action.
Oo.
Kasi it's also a very romantic thought. Nababasa ko rin to. In fact, I just saw it very recently. May nagsasabi na, oh, don't rush headlong into transformation yet. Do a pilot. Ay, patay tayo dyan.
Ay, ayun,
Yet
pilot
another
naman.
pilot. And
Oo.
then, don't hire a CTO yet. No, you do small pilots first until you're ready. Sa loob ko, tell me you don't know about transformation without telling me you don't know about transformation kasi it's an oxymoron eh. Kaya ka nga nagto-transform is because you're never ready for it.
Mm.
But it's a necessary thing and it's very messy. And yeah, maybe a CTO doesn't help sa simula, but the bottom line there is you need, when you say CTO, transformation officer, no? Hindi technology officer.
Okay.
You need ownership. The ownership is always the key. And I've seen one too many examples, and one a couple of them are personal examples where you actually hired a transformation officer,
Mm-hmm.
but the CEO didn't have the guts to
Oh.
execute. Maraming marunong na ng transformation, not a lot, no, but there are people. Unfortunately, the guts have to come from the CEO, from the board, and if they are gutless, wala na. Sorry, I could just talk forever about this, no? Pero yun yung nakikita kong trend and we're gonna see more of it. Unfortunately lang, it's already, kumbaga, na, gera
It's
na, literally.
affecting, yeah,
Oh,
literally and figuratively.
no, it's happening
Internal.
now. And whether you're ready or not, and most of the time, you're never really ready, tatamaan ka na nitong disruption. I'm seeing it happen already. And, all this rah-rah-rah on LinkedIn will not help us.
Ayun eh. Kasi, okay, so for example, you force your people to adopt to AI, upskill, use all these tools, but then you yourself, you're not leading the charge, you're not being out there, also using whatever tools are out, whatever new innovation is ready for you to use. If you're not exploring and really just being in front, driving the bus as a leader, it's gonna be just all talk when people see that wala ka namang ginagawa, sir, eh. Ikaw din, you're not using AI. You don't even know half of these tools that are already in the market. And then I also read, sabi nila, the transformation in AI is only as good as the leader and the whole workplace in itself. Because if the workplace did not transform, kahit ilang individuals pa ang nagbubuhat sa inyo using AI, it's not gonna matter at all. It has to be the whole organization or none at
It's
all.
all it's all or nothing.
Yes,
And
exactly.
whether you can try to do it incrementally as
Mm.
a process.
Mhm.
Pwede naman ganun. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3.
Pwede.
Pero the outcome should be all or nothing. In other words,
I agree.
diba? I mean, you look back in time. That's why I like studying tech history. It's always part of my talk, diba? Parang, do you know of any car company that did horses also?
Mm.
Wala. Parang we're not going to say, oh, 50% of our business kabayo muna, but then we'll start with some cars. No, you jump into cars to disrupt the horse industry. But yet you see companies doing this again and again. Oh, we'll do phased approach, tier 1 muna, bago tier 2, bago L1, bago L2. You can do that as a roadmap maybe. But even roadmaps are just there for your sanity sa totoo lang eh. The roadmaps are there to
To present to
allow
the boss, not
to
just to
present to the
report.
boss and to allow you to swallow change in
Mm.
bitter pills, no? Bitter pills nga. Kesa sa lulunukin mo yung buong jar of pills. Pero you have to do all of the pills, no? And yan ang nakikita kong parang myth. The myth of transformation is that you can actually do it comfortably. It will never be comfortable. It will be
Never.
messy
Yeah. Yep.
and you have to see it through. Unfortunately, it's a very sexy thing being sold by consultants and mga colleagues natin yung iba, vendors, na
You
let's
have to
do a
do it
pilot
phased.
first.
Pilot, phased approach, because of course you get paid that much if you
Yeah.
do it phase by phase, and then you you get paid phase by
Diba? Can you
phase.
see it now? Super obvious na siya. And then,
Yes,
there
yes,
are people who
exactly.
say, don't hire a CTO. No, no,
Oo.
no. Just do with what you have. Bakit? Well, if you're a vendor, the last thing you want is someone smarter than you inside the client who will
Oo.
say no to your suggestion. Kasi
Right.
kung CTO sana, the CTO calls the shots, no? I'm not saying CTOs know what they're doing either, no? Some are really horrible from what I've heard. pero pero at least the ownership is there. The ownership should always be with the client. The ownership should always be with you as a company. And yung mga vendors nyo should stand in line. But obviously they have their sales quotas to achieve.
Exactly.
We've all been there. Kaya yun yung interplay. Ang problema, mas magaling sa LinkedIn, yung mga vendors. They're the
Oo.
ones, monopolizing the feeds. And you have these celebrity CEOs, kuno-kuno, shouting all of their gospels without really
Oo.
checking ano ba nagawa
Demand
nitong
generation of course.
ano ba nagawa nitong leader na to? Ano ba talaga yung na-transform niya? Why are we believing this person? Porque you put AI in your headline. I don't
But
know.
now,
Masyado namang obvious kung sino itong mga sinasabi ko.
I can imagine the names that are floating around your like word cloud. Okay, let's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
name names na lang, but they're
Not
out there.
yet.
Know
Not
them.
yet. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Let's go to the jobs because yun yung highlight when we were mentioning it during the master class. And
Uh-huh.
what really prompted, if I could share, what really prompted this whole creation of the masterclass na Unfireable is because of exactly that. Like 108,000 jobs were cut off January 2026, all that spiel. When I saw that and, verified all those reports, talagang I was concerned because for the first
Right.
time ever, graphics designers were now included in the list of jobs that are going
Of
to
jobs
like
na
go
yeah.
away because of AI. And then yesterday, I was actually sending this to Dave. Switch with Google released some form of like designer level intelligence. So they're
As a
out.
feature.
Exactly, yeah. So content enshittified, code enshittified, and now they're going towards design and then orchestration, 'di ba? Kasi nasa agents era na tayo. Parang should people still hold on to upskilling and their jobs? What should they be doing, Doc? Ano bang dapat
Yeah.
gagawin ng mga marketers, for example? Let's, maybe we can focus on like the marketers muna.
Yeah,
What should marketers do?
marketing is a good place to start kasi
Yeah,
it's one of the first areas that are getting disrupted.
exactly.
I remember I shared this in the media congress a couple of months ago na when people looked at job openings between 2024 and 2025.
Yeah.
Yung mga openings that reduced kasi you're talking about layoffs na eh. Ito new
Yeah,
jobs.
Right.
The jobs that are kumbaga falling in demand are really more of the jobs that focus on just execution.
Exactly.
So tama dyan yung copywriter, graphics. Pero may nuance yan. I just want to also start with that. So if you're mostly execution, start thinking why you're just doing that. No? Second, nag-grow yung mga creative director. Nag-grow yung mga strategists, architects. So you see the trend. If you're the doer lang, you number one, you're very prone to automation. Okay,
Right.
but
Yeah.
if you're like thinking about what to be done, the demand for you goes up. No, so there's this shift. No, of people just doing something and people thinking about what to do. So that's one axis. No, the second axis, and this is the most sensitive part. Parang analogy to this is, I keep telling this story where I don't know if how many people remember WordStar. No? WordStar is the predecessor of
WordStar, okay.
MS Word. I learned WordStar in my mother's office. No, I was a kid, and they had this bring your kid to work day. So andun ako, naglalaro ako. She's a government employee. And then there was a WordStar workshop room there with no one attending. Pero andun yung instructor, ready to teach anyone to come in. So government investment going down the drain. Bakit? Because people were happy with their electric typewriters, which the Gen Z don't know what that is. No? It's a typewriter where you can edit the one line at a time before you press enter, then lalabas siya. So that was a mind-blowing invention. IBM yan. No? And they were happy with that compared to the mechanical typewriter. Pero ito, ang advertisement ng guy is you can edit the entire manuscript first before printing it. Like, wow, mind blown. So, ito yung masaya. I attended the workshop. Tinanong ko, pwede ba ako mag-attend because I was a geek. Sabi niya, yeah, it's free. Everyone can attend. Sino ka ba? Oh, I'm the son of Mrs. Lee got. Okay, okay. Sige, you can attend. So I learned WordStar
Oh.
in that office. And then here's the funny part. The weekend after, we actually got our first personal computer. No? So
Wow, that's in
this
time.
should date me, no, kung anong era yan. And one of the diskettes was WordStar. Why WordStar? And my mother said, paano ba yan ginagamit? Actually, ma'am, may nagtuturo niyan sa office niyo eh. Turuan na lang kita. So I taught my mother how to use a word processor, no?
Ang saya.
Spelling check, wala pang grammar check nun. Spelling check, spacing, justify, mga ganyan.
Oh,
Tuwan-tuwa siya.
exactly.
And then tuwan-tuwa siya to the extent na, and eto, you can't invent this, ha. In the next 18 months, she was promoted twice,
Whoa.
which is unheard of in a government. I don't even think it happens now. Now, why was that? There was a job called typist back in the day. And all you do is
Oh.
type. So the executives will give you their handwritten manuscript on a yellow pad and you will, or dictate, and the typist
Yes,
not
yeah.
only needs to type fast and accurate, pero kabisado mo yung mga spacing para balance yung paragraph. These are needs that don't exist anymore. No? Computer fixes all of that na. And of course, with WordStar and later WordPerfect and then MS Word, the typist disappeared. There was no need for that role. So what is a typist? A typist is someone who does one job one task very, very well.
Yeah.
And when that task was superseded by technology, you're out. So napakahabang kwento, pero that's the other axis. Yung unang axis ko was, do you just do things or do you think of things to be done? AI will favor the second kasi nga AI can do things. And the next axis is, do you just do one thing? If that's all you do, ang risk mo for automation is very high. And ironically, some of the jobs we thought were bulletproof are jobs that just do one thing, like software developer or
Yes.
coder. If all you do is code, good luck, man. I mean, AI can code. And syempre, ang depensa ng mga tao dyan. Oh, but AI can code slop, ganyan. Yeah, but
Yes, slap
do you
no.
code slop? Don't you also code slop? In fact, most of your code is templated na nga. Copy-copy ka na
Yeah.
lang eh. So
Stack
patay ka.
Overflow.
Yeah. So ano nangyari? It's people who have a variety of tasks. And hindi naman random variety. Pero you're in charge of an end-to-end workflow. You will survive. Kasi AI can do parts of that workflow, pero ikaw yung mag-orchestrate.
Exactly.
And that's how workflow tools came to be. And I think that's what's happening now. No? Okay, third nuance. Ito yung third nuance. And I don't know if this would piss off some people. This is where I bring it back to the prompting pa rin yan, di ba? Parang discussion. If you look at the prompting half of the world, especially the non-tech component, it's highly conducive to collaboration. Hey, this is my prompt. Copy it, use it. Or, hey, I'll aggregate all of our work and then here's another prompt and then we'll come up with something. Kasi nga prompting, parang levels the playing field, no? In terms of complexity. In other words, you can all work from a common prompting library. In fact, that's one of the best practices I share in my training. No? Have a library para nakamap na. Now, if you go naman towards the software developer world, I don't know if anyone pointed this out, the tendency is for the AI to be highly personalized. So your OpenClaw agents, your Claude Code will only work for you. It will not work for another developer. Diba?
Yep.
So it actually becomes, this is a key issue, a roadblock to collaboration. And if you notice, the mentality of your typical dev with AI is, I don't need to work with other devs anymore. I can just work with these agents and then voila. For me, yes. For you, you can do it. But if you're trying to run a team of developers, you're screwed. Kasi every one of them will be doing their agents. Ang point of collaboration na lang ninyo is on the output. No? O ito yung front end, ito yung back end, whatever. Ito yung panel 1, panel 2. Guess what? It's probably gonna slow down your dev cycle, no? Or no, it's gonna lengthen, not because of errors, but because of incompatibility na. Hindi katulad dati, di ba, na DevOps na nga tayo, DevOps. You're all coding from a common code base and then tweak here, tweak there, and then you have, kaya nga na-invento yung version control para kahit papaano, and you have code reviews. Very painful, ah. It's very painful. Speaking also from someone who went through it. Kadiri siya, kadiri. If people can stop doing code review, they would. But unfortunately, you can't. Kasi that's what will make your systems glue together. When you add AI to that, warak yan. Kasi ang mangyayari, it will favor the design pattern of one of the developers. Maybe it's the lead developer. And then the
Right, right.
tendency will be to fire all the junior developers. Kasi ayoko na sa inyong gulo-gulo nyo. I'm just gonna trust my agents. No? So anyway, that was a very long
Yes, yeah.
explanation. Basta you have those three axes. Are you just doing or thinking about what to do? Are you just doing one thing or doing orchestration? And third, how much of your AI is collaborative versus highly personalized, which works for you but doesn't work for a broad sector of the population? I think yan ang magiging mga contentious issues in the next few months. No? Anyway, that's what I think.
I love how you pointed it out kasi I think I'm seeing the same patterns as well. The orchestration is definitely the next level that AI will take over. So it has taken over what we mentioned kanina, like content, the code, the coders. Next is orchestration because we now have AI agents. The next level to orchestration, what is that, Doc? Is it going to be the taste applied by people to their work, their expertise na talaga, like deep
The domain
expertise
part,
and
yes, certainly.
opinionated,
That's
you
one.
know, taste that they apply to how they
Yeah, the tastes certainly. Kunyari in art, it's the aesthetics of it. Pero that's
yeah.
kind of the middle layer.
Mm.
Kasi that will affect the output. And syempre, sabi nga nila, there's no accounting for taste, no? Kanya-kanya yan. But I think if we try to link it back to my earlier point about leadership, you know the classic problem of it's one thing to manage people, but it's another thing to manage people who manage people. Diba?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're gonna have to manage people who manage agents.
Exactly.
Diba? So, at the level of the person running the agent, I think done deal na yan. You know, the tools will, the
Yes,
tools basically
they're-
enable you to manage them. Pero how do you manage the person managing the agents? That's where it's a complete blank slate, no? Like your typical line manager or your typical department head, your typical operations manager in a BPO. Diba? You have human agents, team leads, and ops managers who are like the battalion leaders. Paano kung nawala na nga yung mga human agents, assuming, then you have team leads na lang. How do you then get them to fall in line? Again, linking it back to the orchestration problem earlier, each of those team leads, because they're using agentic frameworks in let's say, in a very idealized setup, they will tend to engineer their own workflow independently. And then
custom to their needs.
Custom to their needs and their taste. So dapat ang skill mo sa taas is how do you enforce a design pattern na consistent. It's not it's not impossible. Pero where people are coming in completely from scratch, nako, that is very hard. So that's why I like teaching design thinking. Because I think that's going to be the key skill. Not design thinking per se, that's just an activity, but designing as a skill. You know, so there will be a high demand for designers. And when you say designers, these are people who look at the overall picture.
More like system design.
Correct. Okay. Systems thinking, designs thinking, everything. And this is both creative, technology, you name it. Meron yung design. Kaya nga, I feel it's gonna swing back. The pendulum kasi has swung so much in one extreme where it's very tech-centric. Palagi naman ganun And then later, it's gonna swing back and it's gonna be highly human-centered ulit. Kasi it's really those companies, organizations who have a very strong sense of design. And then now, because technology becomes a differentiator, or technology is no longer a differentiator. So everyone's got access to the same stuff. It's how you utilize the technology at scale. Yan naman, yung mga terms ng mga VC, at scale. Yan ang magiging determinant mo. And then, okay, link natin back to marketing because you're going to be teaching this. How can you design marketing that yun yung product market fit basically, you know? How can you design marketing that achieves your objectives, both operationally and output-wise? And then you have to always keep remembering you're not designing for people inside the org. You're always designing for someone outside the org. But in many cases, the design within the org affects ngayon the design out of the org. And that's why I also love talking about, segue ko lang saglit, yung mga spectacular fails, mga
Mm.
F-ups using
Ano ba
AI.
yan? Oh, sige.
May,
Like,
my favorite ones, obviously, yung Chevrolet chatbot where nakabili yung isang customer ng isang SUV for $1.
for $1. Eee,
Early days pa yan, no?
good for them.
And then now, nga, with all the proliferation of the agents, you have the Replit disaster, merong na-delete na database, you have the Anthropic disaster. So those are like tech executions. And then in the middle, let's call a spade a spade. You have organizations trying to jump on the bandwagon. Pero it's tantamount to fraud, no? Like yung Amazon, yung kanilang humanless grocery, yung pala, it's Indians
Outsource.
watching them on CCTV. Yung AI nila
How
actually
creepy.
Indians. Yung Del Taco actually is a call center in Cebu answering the takeout. Yung Waymo, yung nagdidirect pala ng mga Waymo are BPO workers in Manila. so I feel there's this hype, and si Klarna is the best. Klarna fired 700 workers and AI daw will replace them, only to find out di pala kaya. Now they're trying they're trying to get them back, maybe at a higher cost. Pero actually they were pretty much lying to begin with kasi nauna naman yung layoff nila much earlier, because not because of AI but because they were trying to cut costs and apply for series whatever funding, and then ginawa nilang AI yung excuse later. So there's this high tendency for fraudulent activity, and again that's a leadership issue, no? The way you market yourself. Grabe, I can talk forever about this, pero kaya nakikita mo ito na yung gulo. Of course, these are all abroad. Ano kaya yung magiging examples here in the Philippines where we see,
Wala pa ba? No local fails yet? Kasi
no
I
one
think we're also very slow
admits
in
it.
adopting. Let's talk about the Philippines. Sige, point of view. You've been around, di ba? No fails yet? What are industry leaders doing? Talagang nasa ano pa ba tayo?
Okay,
Still
the first, I would say,
adoption?
spectacular fail. It's not even about tech. And I won't name the company, but it's so obvious. There was this very noisy bank a couple of years ago, and they were doing these AI summits. They projected themselves as a thought leader. And actually, I think one of their senior executives is already in the government. It's also controversial.
Okay, interesting.
But the fail there was ang daming PR before the fact. So in a way, parang Klarna rin. No? And what happened was the organization is suffering or suffered major losses, and they had to fire people. Not because of AI, or you could argue because of AI promises. Not really because of AI, no. And then, ang magandang reference dito yung pinublish ni Swarm, Philippine AI report, where they pretty much said 65% at least of companies are still in the POC level. 65%. Sabi ko, wow, that's, if you needed, and then there was a report about a year before that, which I was part of, BPOs naman, 56% were in pilot stage. So, MIT na yan, pilot purgatory na yung tawag dyan, no? Pilot purgatory, where, alam mo naman yung definition of purgatory, it's where you atone for your sins. Diba? You're not in hell yet. Kasi wala ka na. Hopeless ka na. Pero may chance ka pang pumunta sa heaven. Kailangan mo lang muna magpenitensya. So you are in pilot purgatory, my friend. If that 65 or 56% ratio. And so what happened to the remainder? Do you mean to say they're succeeding? Quiet. It's all quiet on that front. Silence.
Really?
No one wants to admit it.
No one wants to know. No one wants
Maybe
to say
there are a few who are really doing it properly, pero they don't want to talk about it. Wouldn't you want to talk about it if you're like the most successful AI whatever? Diba? So I
diba? You would. I think you would be noisy on socials and say, hey, we've actually helped this people, that, and but I haven't heard much. Like people are just like 'Di ba? Parang silent, stealthy
They're
mode,
quiet. And
stealth
it's
mode.
the devs who are noisy about, their agents
Oh, I
booking
love the devs.
flights,
Yeah,
booking flights, running their calendar. Okay, fine.
I
But
love
are
them.
you ahead or behind of your deliverables? Or are all of these apps you're making, sorry to say it, guys, puro mga toy apps lang ba yan?
Oh.
And there's no real monetization. No?
Oh,
Maraming,
sige,
maraming,
wait ha. In defense to the devs, kasi
mm,
I'm in that circle where whenever I post about my Claude and my APIs and my credits, people would love it. Kasi
right.
they can relate. I mean, APIs are expensive. Come on. Diba?
Can we zoom in on that? That's no one
Oh,
highlights that. Kasi
oh,
people think, oh yeah, my AI, I have a team of AI running everything.
yes. Let's talk
And yet,
about that. Come on. Yes. Oh my
yeah,
God.
but then how much was your Mac Mini again? And how much are you paying
Yes.
for Anthropic
Mm-hmm.
subscription? I mean, for me, fair, no? You're kumbaga diffusion of innovation, diba? So you're in the early adopter innovator. But then the diffusion of innovation also means there's a gap between the early adopter and the early majority. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't think early majority has happened yet.
Mm-hmm.
Bakit? Because the early majority is where, pilot purgatory is. That's where the leadership debacle is. So
Yes.
it's more than just the technology. No? So I can say it with confidence without even dissecting what's happening. Parang yan na yun nangyayari. Kasi
Yes.
otherwise, we would all be living in the la la land of, of agentic
Oh
automation.
my gosh. I
And
tell you.
yet, life still sucks for the most part, no? Like,
Yeah.
life still sucks. And, diba?
There's still a
Parang,
war going on.
there's still a real actual war, but
Actual
I
war.
think there's a virtual war happening in organizations. They're completely clueless, no?
Yes.
Completely clueless. As an org, baka a couple of the devs figured out something, pero as far as the bosses are concerned, wala. So
Mm.
I feel that's it probably not 100% accurate, but it's probably close to where things are. Yun ang pakiramdam ko.
I tell you, I mean, hiring your own agents, paying for these credits, API credits, it's very expensive, doc. It's
Mm,
like human level. Parang, why don't you just hire a VA to do this for you? Because it's gonna cost you what, 15K even for an
yeah,
agentic setup for all your credits. Parang you're hiring someone. In
yeah.
fact, when we tried to deploy, eto ha, like when we tried to deploy OpenClaw for a solo operator na nga siya. Parang, okay, this is what we can do for you. Eto, it's very cheap. It's very cheap. But, there's a but. BYOK. Bring your own keys. Okay, what does that mean? Oh, you have to bring your API key, get a subscription,
Mm, mm.
add it to your OpenClaw, and then how much would that cost me? Subscription wise, this much. But if API and you use it a lot, then it would cost you almost 15K. Like what? 15K? But
Yeah.
it's
I
true.
mean,
It's very
if you think
expensive.
about it, you're willing to pay a
Expensive.
developer
Yeah.
10 times that much, diba? If it's
Mm-hmm.
15,000.
Mm-hmm.
So somewhere it's not 15, it's not 150, but somewhere in the middle is the right amount, no? Kung ano
Yeah.
man yun. Now, pero here's the thing that people also, and I'm trying to craft an article about this. So clearly, the mainstream cost, let's just use ChatGPT, is your typical mainstream cost of $20.
20. Yeah.
Clearly, that's not the real cost. Kumbaga, subsidized yan. Kasi when you look at the per token API cost, your average cost won't be $20,
Oh
no?
gosh, no. No.
Let's sabihin natin it's $500 or like ganyan. So, what does that mean? Majority of AI usage is on that subsidized tier. And then you have a few PS. Sabihin natin 80% and then 20% are in
Okay.
the actual tier. Pero may profit doon yung Anthropic or ChatGPT. So yung real cost nila is actually probably lower, pero not naman at the $20. Di ba? So
Yeah.
that's why when people do the economics of it, I mean, if you think through the economics of it, hindi na sustainable yung mga businesses nila, no?
Yep.
Because most people, actually, there's a wider space of usage, which is free pa. Free. And syempre talo sila doon. And then you have the
Oh.
20, which is
Oh.
not even profitable. And then you have a few at the peak, which is the profit center. How long before this this farce collapses as a
This farce.
business? So ako, if I think more positively about it, that's the opportunity for AI engineers because syempre, what's driving that is data center usage, GPU
Yeah.
usage. So Fortune favors people who can come up with a cost-effective model at the infra level that can support all of this. Not cost effective at the app level, no? Kasi alam mo na nga na okay, customers are not even willing to spend at that level. No, they're spending at this level. So I feel, I don't know, alam mo naman ang Silicon Valley, they can sustain unreasonable valuations forever at some point. And then they're willing to cut. Yeah, and they're willing to cut deep. Like recently, Meta cut the metaverse after spending.
That experiment
Ang
nila.
kalokohan eh. They even changed their name to Meta. Ano nung gagawin na lang? Maybe they can change their name to Agent. No? That was a big
Manus.
costly mistake. O manus na. No? So that's what I'm worried about. Kasi right now, irrespective of adoption, irrespective of usage, we're still a consumer of these tools that are powered by California. We're not really
Filipinos, us
Philippines, actually the rest of the world, outside of the US and probably outside of China. Taga-consume lang tayo. And I think that is unprecedented. I don't think we've ever been in that environment. Parang dati when companies were being sold the cloud, most big enterprises had their own data center anyway. So yeah, not really interested. And then later nakita nila, yung Amazon bill ko sa simula is a fraction of what I'm paying the mighty data center cost. So many people switched. Pero I'm sure you caught this a few years ago. There are some people who moved back na to on-prem or hybrid. Kasi nga, the resulting cost of their cloud now exceeded what they used to pay their old data center. Kasi nga, data in, data out yung cost mo dun eh. Now you have the AI version of it, which is every token in, every token out, babayaran mo yun. And that's why it feels expensive. So I feel na parang that will now differentiate people who come up with a sustainable model. Kasi that means the value of the automation pays for the cost of the automation. But the way the automation works right now, it's highly dependent on the token, the per token cost. And I don't know how sustainable that will be, diba? Yung problem.
We will figure that out. Kasi we also started offering Dasho content for free. So we had 2 tiers before when they used the platform, and it includes Doka, like the generation of their content, their ideas. It includes all the token, so they don't have to think about, APIs and keys.
Yeah, I mean, tell me how much is your Dasho subscription at the moment?
Well,
Ano ba yung
right now,
average?
we have a $20 for two collaborators inside the platform. You will have
Just flat rate, $20?
Flat rate 20. That's it. And then when they go to team level, where they start bringing in their clients, different brands, different collaborators nila, that's around 99 per month. But
sabihin natin it's the 99. Is there a higher tier after 99?
Right
Wala
now,
pa.
none. We consider
sabihin mo it's $99. So magkano yun? 5,000 pesos.
Yeah.
That is a fraction of what you would pay an actual marketer, basically. Pero why are people scared? 2 things or 3. 1, the leaders. Yan na naman tayo. Second, there's an inability to articulate na I'm paying $99, but ito yung value.
Yes.
And then third, yung 99 mo buys you capability. The Dasho package of capabilities. But it's still up to the orchestrator who uses it to produce the output, diba?
Exactly.
And unless you can outsource yung marketing brain mo, maybe you could. Pero yun yung hesitation. So you see in each of these 3, let's say yung focusing on the 3 issues, it's less about the cost. Parang the cost is kind of immaterial. It's the strategy of that company that we now need to bring up. Kumbaga, the market won't hit you where you are. So now you're forced to go down. Baka dapat we find a way of bringing the market up and get people to realize, wow, for a fraction of the cost of an actual marketer. And then if you give that cost to actual marketers, how much more productive or how much more creative can they get, no? Diba parang that makes sense, no? Yeah.
And especially that we're gearing, we're starting to go towards governance of it, because anyone can create AI slop now, but who's gonna manage all that slop? Who's gonna tell you that you're not on brand anymore? It sounds like just any of your competitor and all that. So we're building towards the governance, and dun na pupunta lahat ng mga credits namin. So we are pretty excited to share this one later on dun sa ating
In
masterclass,
your
which
masterclass.
we
Yeah,
are super excited
let's
to
tell
have
people about
you.
it. Mm.
And as guest speaker, of course, we have you, Doc. Thank you for ever being supportive of our cause and our events and all of that. So you're going to be not one of, you're just going to be the only guest speaker that we have.
The solo messiah.
Yes, because we
No,
want
no,
you, the solo
I'll
messiah, to
give a
like
sneak
set the
peek now on
stage.
what my talk is about. I'm going to talk
Oo.
about why AI produced slop. Parang
Why
it was
not?
not it was not the first thing people expected
Oo.
to happen, pero bakit siya nangyari? There's actually a very good reason for it. So
Yeah,
that'll
that
be
would be good to share.
my rejoinder during
Yes, please.
the masterclass. Why
Oo.
slop became the first thing we achieved.
That could be. And you could also perhaps share a bit about the jobs that are cut. Or is this even real that jobs
Yeah.
are cut because of AI? Maybe we
No,
can
I'll
talk
explain
about
to them what
that.
we talked about now. Yung
Yes,
bang
exactly.
the exposure, the complementarity of it, the kinds of jobs that
Yun.
are probably gonna go. Yeah. And then
Yes.
I don't know if I'll have time to talk about WordStar, pero yun pa rin yung,
Why
yun pa
not?
rin yung best
It's
analogy
the
ko
best
dyan.
example content eh. Oh.
Oh, yeah. The WordStar
Speaking
parable.
Oo. And speaking of, ayun, the content, kasi we will be mentioning the content ops framework. So from strategy to production to AI tools to governance, which is Dasho content. We are going to be including this in our 2-hour live masterclass, which is going to be on Tuesday, March 24. And of course, Doc will be our guest speaker. But aside from talking about the framework, we're going to show you a demo, how to brief, direct, and review AI work. And of course, you're going to see our Dasho content platform, how our current customers are using it, how our teams are collaborating inside our platform. And we're going to give you a starter kit, which is really interesting for me, Doc, because I was trying to brainstorm like, okay, an AI starter kit. Do I still give them the prompt? Or do we mention, agentic AI orchestration, all of this context engineering? Are we going towards that? Or do we still stick to prompting? Which is, I know
Mm,
you're passionate about that prompting is still the baseline skill across all these other names. Diba?
yep.
So we are going to give them somehow a starter kit of prompts, which is the baseline, which you can turn later on into whatever you want to call it, skills, context, whatever. But the baseline is still prompt. So all of those are going to be covered on March 24, Tuesday, for the best marketers in the house. Right now, have around like 25 participants already. So hopefully, if you are listening to this before Tuesday, hopefully you can join us at the masterclass. So that's about it. How about you, Doc? Anything new that we should learn about?
Well,
Any
I'm actually at the moment writing a comment on your post about the masterclass. So
Okay.
I said I'm going to talk about three things. First is why AI slop is the first thing we got.
Mm-hmm.
Second, I'll talk about the AI versus jobs question.
Yep.
And the third is what the transformation gurus are lying to you about. We're going to debunk all of that disinformation during the masterclass. And I hope to see you guys
Perfect.
there.
Ayun. So see you guys at the masterclass on March 24th and with Doc Ligot as our guest speaker. So, and thank you to you, Doc, for being
The
our
usual. Suki
guest
naman ako eh.
here at Wicked Thoughts. Yes. So we love hearing from you. We love jamming with you. And yeah, hopefully our listeners and watchers of this video would find value in what we talked about and what we yapped about for this episode. So thank you again, Doc Ligot. Thanks.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
being here. Bye-bye.
And that was the latest episode of Wicked Thoughts. Make sure to subscribe and join the host on The Wicked at thewckd.com. Thank you to our sponsors, the company Cebu, Third Team Media, Dasho Work, Dasho AI, and Dasho Content, a content team for your marketing department. Tune in for more wicked conversations right here at Wicked Thoughts.